Bristol, what do I do? David, my precious son, something terrible happened to him. What happened, Mom? Did something happen to David? The hospital just called. David was in a traffic accident. What? A traffic accident? I just gave him a motorcycle for his birthday the other day. Apparently, he got into a solo crash while riding it. If I hadn't given him that bike, maybe the accident wouldn't have happened. Hold on, you just gave him a motorcycle? You seriously bought something like that for his birthday? Where the hell did you even get the money? Don't be ridiculous. You know I'm living off a pension. I don't have money like that. I used your account to pay for the bike. It was a big one, cost around $30,000. Excuse me? You took more money from my account without asking, and you spent $30,000? What were you thinking? I had no choice. Your father's inheritance is long gone, and I've got nothing left. I'm living off scraps, and you expect me not to celebrate my own son's birthday? A message or a phone call would have been plenty. You've always spoiled David like this. You've never given me anything for my birthday. Not once. Oh, shut up. David is the eldest son. Of course he gets special treatment. He's not like you. That doesn't give you the right to steal my savings. And $30,000? Are you serious? A boy like him deserves a cool bike. Besides, guess what? David just got hired by a top-tier company, so it was part birthday, part celebration. Wait, he got hired by a big company? Of course! He's my son after all. Apparently, someone scouted him while he was still at his old job. He got an amazing offer, great salary, benefits, everything. He started working for one of the best firms out there. And then he crashes his bike right after. Talk about bad timing. Fortunately, it's not life-threatening. He's got some fractures, but nothing critical. Oh, thank God. You scared me half to death saying it was serious. It is serious. Guess where he fractured himself? His nose! And they say it won't heal back to normal. You've got to be kidding. Facial fractures? His helmet was loose. It flew off from the impact and his face smashed into the ground. Ugh, that sounds painful. Even if his body heals, his face might never be the same. He had such a nice face, too. That's why I've decided David has to get plastic surgery. Wait, wouldn't insurance cover that? I already checked. Insurance doesn't cover cosmetic surgery. We'd have to pay out of pocket, several $1,000s at least. That much? But listen, in Korea you can get it done cheaper. I found a clinic that'll do facial reconstruction for around $1,800. So, you're going to cover the cost and make all the travel arrangements. What? I have to pay for his surgery and organize a whole medical trip too? Well, obviously. I don't have the money, and I don't know how to book trips abroad. No way, just let David pay for it himself. How could you say that? He's already broken, body and face. Don't you want to help your brother just a little? You're his sister. I literally just had $30,000 stolen from me. Fine, fine. I'll find a way to pay you back for the surgery. Happy now? If you actually pay me back, then fine. I'll cover the cost for now. Good. Then make sure everything's ready so David can get the surgery as soon as he's discharged. I'll be staying at the hospital with him full-time starting today. You handle everything else. Got it? The surgery was a total success! There's still some downtime, sure, but he'll be back to normal soon. Better than normal, actually. I told the doctor to make his nose higher than before, and I figured why not go all in? So now he has double eyelids, too. David's going to be even more handsome than ever. Well, I'm glad it went smoothly. Really, I mean it. This is all thanks to you, Bristol. You got the money together right away. You found that wonderful clinic in Korea. I honestly don't know what I would have done without you. Wow, that's probably the nicest thing you've said to me in my whole life. Kind of pathetic that I'm so surprised, but thanks, I guess. Well, this is the last time we'll be speaking. Figured I should toss you a compliment before cutting you off for good. Be a little merciful on your way out, you know? What do you mean, last time? Oh, come on. You don't seriously think I need you anymore, do you? You've been a reliable little ATM, but now your job is done. Pack up your things and get out. David's coming home, and we don't have room for useless extras. Are you kidding right now? David's going to be living here during his recovery. He can't be alone. He needs someone to take care of him. And having you under the same roof? Ugh. You'd just get in the way, so be a good little sister and leave quietly, would you? Let me get this straight. I paid for David's surgery. I arranged the flights, found the doctor, booked the hotel, transferred thousands of dollars in less than a week. And now you're kicking me out? That's right. You did your part and I'm oh so grateful. But we're done now. David's all fixed up and I've got my real child back. We don't need you anymore. You've never needed me, have you? You've always treated me like an afterthought. But I'm your daughter too. Or was I ever? Not really. You were never special like David. But once you started earning your own money, I figured, why not keep you around, like a piggy bank that walks and talks? Wow, you really mean that? I used to think you just didn't know how to show affection. Turns out, you just never had any for me. Please don't act so surprised. When David moved to New York, I was devastated. But then your father passed, and I couldn't be alone. So I kept you here. You were the stand-in, nothing more. You stopped me from taking my dream job, told me I owed it to you to stay. I thought I was doing something good, something right, but to you, I was just filler. You're catching on! Not that you were ever close to replacing David, but you helped me get by, and now that he's back, you can disappear. Unbelievable. Oh, come on, don't make this dramatic. It's not like you were going to live here forever anyway. Besides, now you can finally go find a life of your own or whatever. You're free! Isn't that great? You know what? Fine, I'll go, right now. But don't ever call me again. Don't text, don't show up, don't send David to beg me for money next time he wrecks another bike. You're on your own, both of you. Excuse me? What did you just say about my son? Your precious David, the reckless idiot who crashed a $30,000 bike 2 weeks after you gifted it with my stolen money? Yeah, good luck living off his salary once your bills start stacking. But don't worry, I won't be around to say I told you so. You ungrateful little, you're nothing but a bitter, used-up ATM! And you're nothing but a parasite who's about to lose her last host. Enjoy the silence when I'm gone. You won't hear it again from me. Get out! Now! Gladly. Bristol, please, help me now. Just now, some strange men came to the house. They took David with them. Calm down, it's okay. They're probably people David owed money to. What? They must have found out he was back and came to collect. If David pays them back, they'll let him go. Hold on, what do you mean, people he owed money to? Are you telling me David had debt? Yeah, seems like it. When I found out, the total was already pretty high. About $80,000, give or take. $80,000? He never told me that. And why do you know this and I don't? I found out when he was hospitalized from the bike accident. I was holding on to David's phone, remember? Right, his phone broke in the crash and I had to buy him a new one and transfer all the data. While I was handling that, his old phone kept blowing up. It was non-stop, so eventually I answered once, just once. Turned out it was a loan shark calling to collect. No way! Once I explained the situation, they told me a lot. He's borrowed from multiple places. The total was close to $80,000, and he never got hired at a top company. What? that whole big promotion thing, total lie. He got fired from his old job years ago. He hasn't worked since. He's been living off who knows what. Apparently, that's when he started borrowing all that money. You've got to be kidding me! He racked up debts everywhere, then just ghosted people. The day of the crash, he was actually running from debt collectors. He panicked, sped up, and lost control of the bike. And you, what did you do? As thanks for the info, I gave them the address to the house. David had given them a fake one before, so I helped them find the real one. That's probably why they came to pick him up. You what? You gave them our home address, so the reason they took David is your fault? No, David's the one who took out loans and refused to pay them back. I just helped people who were desperate to find him. You borrow, you pay. That's how the world works. I mean, yeah, I get that, but do you think they'll let him go? If the debt gets repaid, probably. If you're that worried you could pay it off, I'm sure they'll bring him back right away. I don't have that kind of money. Bristol, then you pay it for him. Help him, please. You have to bring David back. Nope, not giving a single cent. What? I told you when I left the house, remember? I said I was done. No more drama, no more cleaning up your messes. Whatever happens, I'm not part of it anymore. So yeah, bye-bye.
Please, Bristol, I swear I'll pay you back later. Just help me out this one time.
Oh wow, look who's still alive. Kind of bold texting me like this, huh? You must not be in that much trouble.
No, I am! I begged them to let me message you. Please, I'm asking you, can you cover my debt, just temporarily?
Hard pass. If that's all, then goodbye.
Wait! I know you hate me. Mom always spoiled me and ignored you, huh? But that wasn't my fault. You're my only sister. Come on, you have to help your big brother.
Huh?
It was Mom's fault, all of it. I never asked her to treat me like that. I'm a victim too, you know, just like you. We're both her kids. Doesn't that mean you should help me?
Sorry, but no. I hate you too, just so you know. So stop acting like some innocent victim.
What?
Yeah, Mom's the worst. She never treated us equally, always all over you. But you weren't any better. You loved watching her treat me like trash. You'd laugh while I got ignored or scolded.
That was... I mean...
You always acted like the perfect son around our parents. But when they weren't around, you were a nightmare. You'd break my toys, steal my snacks, make me cry just for fun. I remember everything.
That's because it was how we were raised. I was just a kid too. I didn't know better, okay? I thought it was fine to treat you like that.
Yeah, not buying it. Say whatever you want, it changes nothing. You can beg or apologize all you want. I don't forgive you. Hope you find someone else willing to bail you out. Bye. Bristol, please help us. I'm begging you. I'll apologize for everything, every horrible thing I ever said or did. Just this once, please. Are you serious right now? Didn't you say you'd never need me? That you'd never regret kicking me out? I was wrong. I was so wrong. David, he's not the same anymore. I thought if he came home, things would get better. But it's worse now. Much worse. He finally came back, right? So you got what you wanted. You said you'd wait forever if you had to. He came back with nothing, Bristol. Not even his dignity. He walked through that door in clothes he must have picked out of a trash bin. His shoes didn't even match. He couldn't even look me in the eye. Yeah, that tracks. And now the whole neighborhood knows. The debt, the lies, the fact that he never had a real job, it's all out in the open. The whispers, the stares. They used to admire me for raising such a promising young man. Now they just feel sorry for me. Or worse, they laugh. So now it matters, now that the image is shattered. Not when I was the one suffering under your favoritism or when you were turning a blind eye. I tried to fix it, I really did. I thought maybe if I could just find him a good woman, settle him down, maybe that would turn things around. But no one will even look at him, not one person. Of course not. He's got debt taller than he is, no job, no drive, and comes with a mother who can't let go. It doesn't matter how symmetrical his nose is, no one's gonna sign up for that disaster package. I don't know what to do anymore. I cleaned up his messes, sold my jewelry, even gave up on retiring in peace. And now, he calls me names. He takes money out of my wallet without asking. He screams at me if there's not enough for what he wants. He calls me an ATM hag, Bristol. My son, my sweet, beautiful boy, calls me that. Every day I see less and less of the boy I raised. It's like he's gone. He's been gone a long time, Mom. You just refuse to see it. You thought spoiling him was love. It wasn't. It was rot dressed up in affection. I can't live like this anymore. Please, just take me in. Let me come live with you. I'll stay out of your way. I'll do whatever you ask. I just need peace. You were the only person in this family who ever gave me that. I didn't appreciate it before, but I do now. I do. Please let me come back. Do you really think you can just walk back into my life like that? I'll apologize as many times as it takes for every lie, every insult, every time I chose David over you. I'll get down on my knees if I have to. I need you, Bristol. Please. Then go apologize to the wall. Over and over until you feel better, because I don't care anymore. What? I don't need your apology. It's not gonna fix what's been broken. And it's sure as hell not going to undo all the years you let David bleed this family dry while you look the other way. You made your choice. You kicked me out, remember? Said you wouldn't regret it. Said you didn't need me. So stick with it. Be the strong, proud mother of your golden boy. Bristol, please. Don't cry now. You didn't cry when you cut me off. You didn't cry when you stole my money. You didn't cry when you told me to stay away and let you handle things. So don't pretend to fall apart now, not when it's inconvenient for you. What? What do I do? Figure it out, same way I had to, because I'm done. This is the last time I'm answering a call, a message, anything from you. No, please don't do this. Not now. Too late. I've got nothing left to give you. Not pity, not sympathy, not forgiveness. Goodbye, Mom. Don't bother calling again. Your number won't exist to me anymore. Immediately, I made sure to delete all the contact details from my mother and my brother. Thanks to that, I haven't received a single troublesome message from either of them since. It wasn't that I wanted to sever all ties with them entirely. It was simply that I couldn't bear the constant barrage of negativity, the persistent guilt trips, and the endless drama. Every time I thought we could start fresh, every time I thought that things might get better, they'd somehow drag me back into their mess. So, I took control for once, made the difficult decision, and cut off all communication. It was liberating, but also heartbreaking. From what I've heard through the grapevine, my brother was taken in by a group of people who had no interest in his well-being, just in his face, his appearance. They encouraged him to work as a host, jokingly saying, since you've gone through the trouble of getting plastic surgery, you might as well make the most of it. At first, it seemed like a pragmatic decision. He was going to work, and he had the looks after all. But in reality, it was a hollow attempt to fix a problem that went far deeper than just looks. My brother didn't have the skills to succeed in a field that demanded charm, charisma, and social intelligence. Despite having a somewhat presentable face, the years he had spent avoiding responsibility had left him ill-prepared for any serious job, let alone a job that required him to constantly interact with customers, keep them entertained, and maintain an image. His social skills were practically non-existent, and his ability to engage with people was severely lacking. The moment he entered that world, it became apparent that he was completely out of his element. The conversations were awkward, forced, and often painful. Instead of charming the customers or offering them the kind of experience they came for, my brother somehow found a way to make them uncomfortable, drive them away, and create a cold atmosphere that was anything but welcoming. A host's job isn't just about looking good, it's about connecting with the people around you, and my brother couldn't do that. For him, the customers weren't individuals with personalities, but obstacles in the way of his paycheck. It was worse than I could have imagined. The conversations that he struggled to continue didn't just fizzle out, they died a painful death. He was supposed to be this lively, attractive figure that people would want to spend time with, but instead, he became the guy that everyone was eager to escape from. His awkward silences were almost as deafening as the loud, uncomfortable tension he created in the room. For every customer that came through the door, it was one more opportunity for him to fail to meet expectations. And it didn't end there. Eventually, the few customers who were willing to give him a chance didn't stick around. They either left without paying or simply accumulated unpaid balances. The host club, desperate to recoup the losses, pushed the responsibility onto him. His failure was now his financial burden, and it was a burden he couldn't carry. He kept trying to make things right, but instead of earning money to cover his debts, he kept sinking deeper into it. The amount of money he owed only increased with time. For every new debt, there was a new cycle of borrowing to pay off the previous one. And instead of managing his finances or learning from his mistakes, he just dug himself into a deeper hole. The spiral continued, and as his debts grew, so did the consequences. It wasn't just him anymore. My mother was dragged into this mess, whether she liked it or not. She had her own limited sources of income, relying on her pension to cover her basic needs. And yet, somehow, a significant portion of it was now being siphoned off to pay for my brother's debts. My mother, who had spent decades of her life working tirelessly, was now spending her golden years watching as her savings were depleted by a situation she hadn't caused. It's hard to put into words the frustration, the helplessness that came with watching her struggle to make ends meet when all she wanted was peace and security after years of hard work. She didn't deserve to be paying for my brother's mistakes, but that's what happened. Her pension, the one thing she had to rely on, was no longer enough. Instead of securing her future, it was now being used to bail out a grown man who still hadn't figured out how to take responsibility for his life. I tried to reach out once or twice, but I was always met with resistance, with excuses. My brother didn't want to hear the truth, didn't want to face the consequences of his actions. Every time I offered help or guidance, it felt like I was talking to a brick wall. My mother, too, had tried to get him to change. But it was as if nothing would get through to him. Her unconditional love, her desire to see him succeed, was taken for granted. And in the end, it was her who bore the weight of his failures. It hurt to see my mother go through this. It was hard to watch her sacrifice what little she had left just to keep my brother afloat, all while he continued to make poor choices. She had believed in him for so long, had hoped that one day he would snap out of his irresponsible ways, but that day never came. Instead, it felt like he was getting worse, not better. And now, with the mounting debts and the constant pressure, it seemed like there was no way out. The thought of what he had put her through made my stomach turn. It wasn't just the financial aspect of it, it was the emotional toll. My mother had been the glue holding everything together for so long, but now, even her strength was being worn thin. It wasn't just about the money, it was the years of stress, of disappointment, of watching someone she loved destroy his life and, in turn, drag hers down with him. I could feel the weight of it all in my chest. The anger, the helplessness, the frustration, but there was also a sense of guilt. I had cut ties with them, removed myself from the situation to protect my own peace of mind. And yet, I couldn't help but feel like I was abandoning my mother. I couldn't help but wonder if there was something more I could have done. But when I thought about the years of attempts, the years of trying to make my brother understand, I realized that I had done all I could. Sometimes, no matter how much you want to save someone, you can't do it for them. They have to want to change, and my brother had never shown any interest in changing. The truth was, he was a grown man who refused to take responsibility for his life. And no amount of my intervention was going to change that. As I continued to distance myself, I felt a strange mix of relief and guilt. I had my own life to live, and I had to focus on that. But at the same time, I couldn't stop thinking about how my mother was bearing the brunt of it all. It felt like she had been trapped in a never-ending cycle. A cycle that was started by my brother's choices and continued by her unwillingness to let go. I couldn't fix everything. I couldn't make it right. But I knew that I had to let go for my own well-being and for my own future. Watching from the sidelines, all I could do now was hope that my mother would find a way out of the mess my brother had created. Even if it meant I wasn't there to help her anymore. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the sense of hopelessness only deepened. It was as though my brother was trapped in a cycle that he couldn't escape from, a cycle of poor decisions and irresponsible actions that kept spiraling out of control. No matter how many times I tried to make him see reason, no matter how many times I reached out, it was like speaking to someone who couldn't hear me, someone who had already made up their mind to remain in their self-destructive path. And that was perhaps the hardest part to accept, that I couldn't change him. I couldn't save him, no matter how much I wanted to. It was painful, and it was heartbreaking. Every time I saw my mother growing more frail from the stress, her spirit dimming bit by bit under the weight of her love for my brother, I couldn't help but feel the sting of guilt. I had tried to help, I had offered advice, I had intervened, and I had done my best to support both of them. But it was never enough. My mother had spent so many years trying to be the anchor in my brother's life, always there, always hoping, always believing that one day he would turn it around. But as time went on, I began to realize that maybe she was the one who needed saving, not him. The sacrifices she made, the love she gave, all of it seemed to be taken for granted. It was like she was holding on to something that was already slipping through her fingers. And while I couldn't change my brother, I couldn't bear to watch her drown in the aftermath of his failures. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.